The number of people disappointed in life grows exponentially by the day. Everyone goes through disappointments. Everyone goes through all sorts of situations that simply pull them down. Whether it's people, whether it's results of things happening, of their own actions, or other people's actions. See, the key to your misery typically lies in your expectations. The point is, we live in this world where, well, we don't consciously choose our parents. We don't consciously choose where we are born. But the point is, we can consciously choose what to keep believing in. One has to understand that, well, the point is, in a miserable world, everyone will almost look forward to you suffering at least as much as they do. You go to a place to work and almost nobody cares about you. You've been doing this and that. It's like your entire life has more or less been a sacrifice, but apparently nobody seems to have noticed it. See, when you suffer too much, you end up programming yourself, or you end up following other people's patterns that you pick up unconsciously, that you have to keep suffering even more. Because the more you suffer, someone hopefully will notice that you're suffering and will descend upon you to try to cure your pains. This will never work. This silly expectation only functions while you're miserable and you're thinking in a delulu way that someone will actually try to save you. It's not gonna be possible because the more you invest in your own energies, the more you invest in the same aspects, the better you become at doing it. So when people will eventually try to help you will simply refuse them or you will do anything possible to prevent that because in the end you kind of ended up being convinced that you're not worthy of anything because expectations. See, we all have unconscious expectations. The point is, life will always seek from us to simply go beyond our limits. You know, that little nudge within you that you want to always do something better, you always want to do something good, and irrespective of how much you are achieving, it is always a longing to go even a further step. That is an unconscious aspect, which is a phenomenal aspect of life. If one learns to simply make use of it, but in a conscious way, they will slowly and surely detach themselves from this expectation that they can do more. See, in life there are ups and downs. There are cycles in which you will receive, there are cycles in which you will lose. There are aspects when you will simply have to adapt to situations, and well, situations in life can end up being worse or even worse than worse. You cannot be disappointed in life because life is the only energy that you have. The only amount of time or energy or whatever you want to call it is what we ultimately call your life. And unfortunately, also, it is not something that you can control. You cannot control your life because you cannot control what things happen into your life, but you can control how you can react towards those. It is ultimately your only power. You cannot control how things will happen in your life, but you can make sure that you can try to make a few of the things that you can do at least better. When you have unhealthy expectations, you will end up wanting to do 20 things, but you're so burnt out from your job, from your not doing anything for yourself, from the toxic people around you, that you can barely do one thing. Well, instead of wishing that you would have died or that something bad would have happened to you, all sorts of these things peculiar to misery, why not simply try a new perspective? You've been wishing for those bad things to happen to you ever since, probably. And well, look at that, nothing happened yet. Looking around yourself, don't the people around you kind of wish the same stupid things? They wish something bad would happen to you. They wish they're not gonna be here for long. But when it comes for them to face their ends, they will become so desperate about their life that whatever they have been wishing for, well, suddenly it's like they haven't wished it at all, right? When people are faced with their own demise, their own instincts will take over. See, that is the most important problem. People will forget that they are mortal. People will forget that sooner or later, what you call your energy, your time, your whatever, representing your life, that is a finite energy, and you have little to no control about it. The only thing you can control about your life is how you will spend it. Because you can spend it trying to piss other people's off. You can spend it trying to become a worse miserable being than you are. Or you can simply try to become slightly better each and every day than what you are. You've been investing your energy and time in all the stupid miseries up till now, and guess what? Nothing happened. And you can actually, when you wake up from all this suffering, you most likely will realize that it is the biggest blessing in your life. That whatever bad you have wished against you actually did not happen. Wouldn't that be actually a blessing? Because a lot of people end up thinking that nothing good happens for them. But the very simple fact they are still alive each and every day when they wake up, it is still a blessing because you have the point, you have the opportunity to experience yet one day of this life. On this planet, with 8 billion people or more, whatever many we are, so many people have not woken up this day when you did. So the question is, why wouldn't you actually embrace the happiness of being alive? Haven't you invested a lot of your time in this misery that you're not worthy of this life, that you shouldn't be here or there, or, so many bad things should be happening to you? Don't forget to live in a sick society, which is nothing else but a death cult. Everything here is surrounding death, because it is either looking to ensicken you mentally, physically, emotionally, abuse you, make use of you till you simply perish, and keep you tired, so tired that you cannot even question the reality you live in. So, in this sick society, with like almost a death cult personality, let's say, wouldn't you wish to live in a different way? Because, well, while some people are dancing around their own misery, why not simply embrace the opposite way? You've been seeing them invest in their own misery, so you probably followed along because you didn't want to be left behind. In this herd of people investing in their own misery, did anyone actually believe in you? Did anyone actually try to save you from that misery? No. It's all about them bragging on how much they're suffering and how much they are the only one suffering and no one else is, suffering more than them. Well, it's an interesting race in between who is investing more of their lifetime into their own miseries. But haven't you gone a bit sick about that? See, that is the thing that is aching within you. You've invested all your time into these silly little things. No one's gonna save you. Your God is not gonna save you. If they were to save you, you wouldn't have been suffering by now. You have to lift yourself to the level of the divinity, because divinity is not gonna lower itself to you. Where in this world have you seen something greater lower itself to simply help or save something smaller? Oh, yes, there are people who will do that, but it's not, written in stone that such people will actually save you as well. We live in a sick society where people live just to wish one upon the others bad things, but they will do everything to save a little animal. Well, that is cute and interesting in a way that such people can still have a bit of humanity in them. But if you can't have any humanity towards your own kind, you're a lost cause, unworthy cause, whatever people want to put it, in the end, because you can save animals, but animals won't necessarily care for you as much. They're not going to be able to help you as much in this sick society as much as other people may. Sure, you have not met the right people, but if you stop investing your energies in stupid things, in self sabotage and the such, maybe you will invest more time in actually finding the right people because they are everywhere in the world. Maybe you have not met them, but it doesn't mean that they don't exist. When you become convinced of something, ask yourself, is there something beyond that? Because this is how a sick society functions. It always convinces you that something does not exist by pumping the same misery again and again until you simply crumble. And when you give up your hope, that is when your life kind of ends because you're going to start feeling dead. Well, you don't need to feel dead because one day you will be. We will all be dead one day. But up till then, you are simply free to live and experience life the way you want. Even beyond shedding this physical body, there is still a different kind of life. But that will not matter to you after you leave this physical body behind. Because this physical body allows you a unique experience in this cosmos, in this existence, Once you will be in another physical body, a lot of people think, well, maybe I will be having a better life. No, the way you die will simply have a huge impact on how you will live life in your next physical body. And you will also experience a tremendous amount of misery should you die in a misery way. You will experience blissfulness if you die in a blissful way. Or at least, well, you don't need to die in a blissful way. You simply need to be blissful or happy or fulfilled in life by the time the end comes. Because a lot of people are afraid of this whole concept of death. You have to understand death is just like a fight. It is just like the war, like the combat in the games that you're fighting, in the movies that you're watching. It is always a dance around death because this physical body has only two things. All physical bodies have two specific things that are certain to happen: their appearance in life and their disappearance from that physical current existence. Existence will go even beyond that, but there will be different ideas, rules, and such. Let's not focus on that. See, a lot of people end up as I call the goofball warrior. See, those silly little beliefs that it is better if something bad happens to you, and it would be better if, you passed away instead of just living because you're convinced that life is nothing but a misery. Well, the point is, haven't you invested enough time in this already? And when you look at a warrior, the goofball warrior is those people who always wish to die for something. They wish to die for their faith, they wish to die for something. Why not be actually a true warrior instead? A true warrior doesn't seek to die for their faith or for whatever they believe in or whatever they love. They wish to live for it. Because in a death cult, it's obvious that everyone wants you dead sooner or later. Everyone wants you sick, everyone wants you to suffer. But the point is, once you have a good group of people, or once you have something that you truly believe in and you want to follow, you want to live a better life through it or around it, why not wish to actually live for that? Because it is very easy to die in this way, in this world, especially in multiple ways. So many stupid ways to die. If you just look at, those shows, 1,000 Stupid Ways to Die or something like that, you can have so many of those fucking examples. Why not instead wish to live for something? Because a warrior will always be better for their tribe, for their group, for their whatever. The more they live, the more they can fight. And the more they can fight, the more wisdom, the more experience they gather. And they can also share with others, preferably. Because life, well, you will lose this physical body. And the knowledge about those experiences, why not share them before you pass away? Because the fear of others becoming better than you, well, it is a justified fear in the end. Because ultimately, people will get better than you. You will reach an age where you're not going to easily become better than what you are. You will always need the younglings to help you more. You just have the advantage of having already a lot of experience, but they will be learning much faster than you. Technologies will be serving them much better than they did in your own times. So why not make other people your friends instead of investing misery in their life and investing time into your own misery so that you end up surrounded by other miserable people? You have to understand this life is always going to be a war. Why not wish to live for it? Because the more you live, the more you experience, the wider your experience will be, and you can actually share more. When you can share more, you can make more friends. Well, it is difficult to find some of them, but it is not impossible. Hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated. Take care, enjoy life. And this being said, Ferenc John Board signing out.